Hello, this is a quick video to show you how to access Google Drawings and to import an image like a motherboard, put a label on there, and I'll show you how to save it as a PDF and upload it. I don't have a Chromebook. I'm doing this in a Windows PC, but on a Chromebook, it will work mostly the same. So in order to get access to Google Drawings, the first thing you should do is just type in drawings.google.com. If you do that and hit enter into your browser, they'll take you to an empty drawing just like this. Okay. So if you want to get a picture on here that you want to label like the motherboard, what you want to do is go to Insert and Image. If you have a picture that you like, you can click Upload, but you don't even have to do that. If you just click Search the Web, you'll get a Google image search right here. So I'm going to type in motherboard, and I'll hit Search, and I'll get a bunch of options here like this. Okay. You can go through this if you like and see what pops up. These images are all labeled for reuse as well. So you're allowed to use these. Okay. So I kind of like this picture right here. So I'm going to click this one and then I'll click insert like that. And it will import it just like this. Okay. All right. So now I want you to label some parts of this motherboard. Okay. So in the assignment, I believe I mentioned 5 of them. Okay. So we're going to go to the Insert menu again. I'm going to go to Shape, and I'm going to pick a callout. You can use an arrow and text as well, but I think that's more complicated. I think callouts will work better. So callouts are like speech balloons, right? So I'm going to select one like this, and I'm just going to click, and I'm going to drag like that. And that gives me a little callout balloon. That right there, that's the battery. So I can label that like that. Maybe I made my call out or speech balloon too big, so I can resize it by clicking on these handles here. If I click on the little yellow dot right there, I can change where the arrow goes. So I'm just going to pick that like that. Okay. So I have to label another part. The RAM slots are pretty obvious right here, so I'm going to select that. So I can go up to Insert and Shape and Callouts again and just repeat that. Or if I want to, I can just click this callout right here and I can copy it. So on my keyboard, I'll hit Control C, and then I'll hit Control V. I've got another one. I can just drag it around. I don't have to resize that or anything. And I can click and I can drag that like that. And slots like this. Okay. Now that I've already copied it, I can just paste another one, or I can go to Insert, Shapes, Callouts again if I like. Okay, so I got a choice, so I'll do that again, just so you can see how I did that the first time. This time I'll pick the CPU socket. That's pretty obvious. Just like that. All right. So I've got 3 of them labeled here. I'm going to pick some other parts, but I'm not going to do it right now because I want you folks to find out which ones to use. Okay. So by looking around this motherboard, I can see a bunch of parts. Okay. Um, right here, these are PCI slots. These are PCIe 1 slots right there. Okay, so these small white ones are PCIe 1-time slots. These 2 big long blue ones right here, these are these are video card slots. The top one is 100% a 16-time slot. So if I go insert here like this, that would be a PCIe. The reason why I know that's a PCIe 6-time slot because it's the one that's closest to the motherboard socket and the RAM, okay? So that's a long PCIe slot. The one that's closest is a 16 times. This one here could be 8 or it could be 16. It depends on the motherboard. It's usually in 8 times. So that's how you complete this part. So for the where you're labeling on the motherboard, you just need to use do 5 of them, okay? When you do your own drawing from scratch, you have to label all the parts that I mentioned on the course note. So when you're done this part, up here you need to give it a name, okay? So motherboard label. Oftentimes you do that the first thing you do, but in this case I just did it at the end, not a big deal. Now we need to submit it to D2L, okay? So in D2L, if you go to the assignments folder, now for this particular assignment for motherboard label, I want you to put it under this one, okay? Now, if you're going to submit an assignment, you have to add a file. The problem is that D2L does not like Google Docs or drawings or sheets or anything like that very much, okay? So what you want to do is to save it as a PDF. You need to download it as a PDF and then upload it, okay? Now, I'm going to do this here I'm going to download this. So we click File over here and Download As, and then click PDF. That's going to work that way on your Chromebook. Uploading it on a Chromebook is going to be slightly different, and I can't demo that here, but I'll explain the differences as I do it on my PC, okay? So click PDF, and you'll see that the PDF will download. That PDF is what you need to submit to this assignment folder, okay? So on a Chromebook, there's a downloads folder. So in your Chromebook, go to the downloads section, and you should be able to find this file right there. It may be under the recents section as well, okay? So I'm going to click add a file here in D2L, and click my computer, and click upload. And again, for me, it's under the download section. For you, it might look a little bit different. There's my motherboard label. I'll upload that. Click add. I'm not actually done yet, okay? Now, if you want to, in the comments section here, you can put a link to the file if you think you haven't done it right. So if you want to put a link in there, that's fine. But what I want to see is that PDF right there. It is not done until you hit this submit button. So you hit submit. Okay. And you click done. Okay. If you did that properly, you should see a 1 right there under submissions. And you should also see an email right here. They'll actually tell you that you sent it. Okay. So go back to assignments. You can see right here that you submitted it. Click on motherboard layout. You can actually submit another file. And for this one, you do actually submit a second one. If you click on submissions right there, you can actually see that you submitted it. So that's the process. Basically, it's pretty simple once you've done it at least once or twice. For the most part, you want to be submitting PDFs from your Google Docs, and this is how you do it in Google Drawings. And I think that's pretty much it. Thank you.